the discussion that I had to cut off because I didn't want you to use all the good stuff when we weren't on the air. It was the conversation about Curry's all-time greatness in a shooter and what Klay Thompson's presence has meant with regard to that.
Well, I think it's undisputed by any basketball mind that Steph is the greatest shooter we have ever seen. And when they get to the conversation about Steph changing the game, that is so true. The game has definitely evolved. I won't say just because of Steph, but he has been the number one person that has changed the game. But Klay Thompson has been right there by his side. And me and JJ were crunching the numbers, and Klay Thompson can get to as high as 1, 2, or 3 all time. So imagine if you have 1 and 3. I think collectively and their success together has helped change this game forever.
I would also add that Daryl Morey and the Houston Rockets and James Harden, there's a little confrontation here near the Warriors bench between Damian Lee and JaMychal Green. And referee Tom Washington not stepping in here.
Monty Williams walked all the way down to midcourt to make sure that that didn't go any further. Finish your point, JJ.
Well, I would say that there's another confrontation.
Damian Lee just pushed JaMychal Green in the back of the head. He just pushed his head out of the way. And now JaMychal Green being held back by his teammates and the officials. He just bumped Tom Washington as well. You've got to be careful here. So you see a little push in the back on the foul by JaMychal Green. And then Damian Lee shoves JaMychal Green in the back of the head. JaMychal takes exception to that. And here we go. So the officials are going to go look at this, and this is where it started.
Well, the two of them had met at half court and were face-to-face, jawing at each other. JaMychal gave him a little shove off. So that had transpired across a couple of possessions prior to Damian Lee taking an issue with the bump on that drive.
So while they're sorting this out, I want to go back to that conversation. So here was what I was trying to get at. Were you guys saying today that the reason Steph Curry is the shooter that he is because he's played with Klay Thompson?
No, but I would say the two go hand in hand. I've mentioned this before. The best shots, the easiest shots, the most open shots I ever got as a player was when I was on the court with another great shooter. And there were years where they tracked open shots. Who got the most open shots in the NBA? And there were years where Steph Curry and Klay Thompson were 1 and 2 in that category. And some of that is the Warriors system and the ball movement. As we see this graphic here.
The middle one's a little misleading.
Yeah, Draymond just riding Curry's coattails.
But those are your words. Those are your words. I'm not going to get it out.
I'm only kidding.
I'm just saying, with Steph, we saw when Klay was out the last couple of years, right? When he was out, how important that he was to the success of Steph, and really the team. Steph was still an MVP candidate that one year, was just on fire the second half. But I think having those two guys, it allows them to play a three-point dominant game. There's a three-point dominant game that you can really only play if you have two of the top 5 shooters we've ever seen. And I think that when
the play starts with a common foul, and then we have a technical foul going to Damian Lee for dead ball contact with Green, and then a technical foul on JaMychal Green for continuing to pursue Damian Lee at the dead ball. Double text will offset. It'll be Phoenix ball on the side.
All right,
14 on the shot clock.
Technical on each guy, no free throws.
Well, I would say this with regards to the Warriors' big three, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green. All of them would have been great on their own. All of them would have had great NBA careers. But the three of them complement each other so much that they all elevated each other to elite status, Hall of Fame status.
They're 1-2 again this year and made threes per game. But obviously Steph has missed 26 games. So still has 214 threes
and counting
in 43 games. Remember when nobody made 200 threes in a year? Steph's now done it 10 times. Klay Thompson has done it 8 times. And also, Steph Curry, he's closing in on his second 50-40-90. 50% shooting from the floor, 40 from 3, 90 from the line. Only 2 guys have done it multiple times. Steve Nash 4 times, Larry Bird twice. Only 9 guys have done it, period.
Larry Bird did it twice?
Yeah, he's a great shooter. I think what separates Steph from anyone, again, using the word volume, he's taking over 10 threes a game while also shooting plus 40%.
Moody's 3, no good. So this is a important win for the Warriors. They'll go to 36 and 33. Of their remaining 13 games, 8 are on the road, including the next 5, starting Wednesday in Los Angeles against the Clippers. Meanwhile, Phoenix will fall to 37 and 31. It almost feels like it'd be really hard for them to have any chance at the 2 or 3 seed. Now you start to wonder about them slipping in the standings because of how the Warriors are playing. The Clippers have won 3 in a row. Phoenix will be just 2 games up on those squads, and they've got to return home to play Milwaukee tomorrow night. Klay Thompson finishes with 38. He had 33 in the first half. Steph Curry with 23. Jordan Poole 20. 15 of those came in the second half. Devin Booker at 32. DeAndre Ayton in a losing cause. So again, we haven't updated the Suns record there. They're 37 and 31. They still win the series with Golden State, so they would have the tiebreaker, but the Warriors now currently in 5th. They'll play the Clippers in LA, and then you look at all those teams behind them in the standings. A ton to be decided over the next 3 weeks before the postseason in the NBA. For JJ Redick, Richard Jefferson, Roz Golden-Wood, I'm Dave Pasch. SVP's got a ton to talk about. NFL free agency, NBA, NCAA tournament, and more. SportsCenter right now.